Oddly plausible.
Start with speaking life on your life. You know, don't speak negative things about yourself. Don't speak negative words and I can't do this and I'll never be able to do that or whatever. Yeah, you won't, because you keep speaking that energy, and subconsciously that's getting programmed into your psyche and into your spirit. But if you speak like, hey, this is challenging, I find it's difficult, but guess what? This is just a problem that I can solve. You know, with the right proper answers and the right approach, I can pretty much do anything. So those things that you speak into existence, those things that you manifest, you know, through words and through action, they become action, excuse me. Those things are going to be the I would say the life words that you speak upon your life to do. Like, for example, if I want to be independent, right? If I want to be a entrepreneur and I want to be a, self-employed person that doesn't always have to depend on other people to receive a check, right? To receive income. I have to figure out, okay, what am I really good at? What do I love doing? And what do I gravitate towards the most? And what gives me the most, I would say, intrinsic reward? And at the same time, what gives me the most gratification when I do it? And that's kind of like the answer, at least the start of the answer, right? It's only the tip of the iceberg, but that's the start of the answer to help you, navigate through that whole equation, that whole problem that you're trying to solve. But it starts back with, seeking first within yourself, and then you find God within there. And also it's speaking life onto your life. Speak words of life and speak words of positivity. Even if you're in a negative situation, likely it's not going to last forever, right? So you have to get through that, that place. Think about the metaphor of, being in the ocean and, you're in a ship and there's a crazy storm coming. You got to just weather that storm and know that once you get through the storm, there's going to be sunshine, rainbows, still water, and you're going to appreciate that much more. If you had sunshine and rainbows every single day, you probably, after a while, would totally disregard it and you wouldn't even, acknowledge it. Because of that, we know there has to be rain in order to appreciate the sunshine. There has to be cold in order to appreciate the warmth of the hot weather or the just warm weather. That could be taken in so many different ways, but it's like you have to go through some things in order to really appreciate things that you receive. And if you don't appreciate the things that you receive, it's because you didn't really earn it. So going back to the beginning of this whole entire discussion, you have to go within yourself for the answers. Seek ye first the kingdom, and the kingdom of God is within, right? Too easy. That's from the Bible, but it can be universally applied. And there's pretty much there's no way to debunk that, right? Because also what that's saying is when you have to go within yourself for answers, and when you have to go within yourself for ideas, and you have to go inside yourself to critically think, to solve a problem that's going on in your life or whatever, you have to first slow yourself down. You have to be still. You oftentimes hear that in the Bible, be still and wait for the God, right? And like I said, for those that don't necessarily believe, in the words of the Bible or any other spiritual, divinely guided book, those words can still be applied universally. You master yourself. When we talk about in Buddhism, you master yourself through stillness. When you're moving around and you're all over the place, your mind cannot think properly. You're thinking in multitask version of yourself as opposed to just focusing on just your breathing, right? Just breathing in the spirit of God and breathe and exhaling it out. That's how you master yourself, through stillness. So you can't master anything until you master yourself. Once you master yourself by being still, then you can finally become the person that can move forward with the next step. Because that's only the beginning, right? You pray, you meditate, you quiet yourself down. There's active meditation, but there's also still meditation. There's meditation when you don't say anything, and there's meditation where you just completely speak whatever you want to do. It's manifestation, it's mantras, it's different ways to achieve that. But the bottom line is you're focusing on one thing at a time, and then you go and attack it. You go ahead and tackle it and take care of it. It's being able to slow yourself down. It's being able to be present like nature. It's being able to just be one with yourself and connect with the universe, the universal God, the God of all things and all worlds. Once you're able to connect on that plane, there's absolutely nothing that you can't do within your own spirit of, you know, whatever you've been blessed with, whatever talent that, you know, the Creator has gifted you with, you can focus on that gift and that talent and that blessing much more efficiently, as opposed to going completely off that path and not being able to focus on your primary purpose for being here. Obviously, is to serve God. How do we serve God? Okay, obviously you're going to acknowledge Him first and foremost. Second, you are going to ask God to grant you the ability to really move in your purpose. Once you start moving in your purpose, then you really completely serve God. Those are your primary and secondary purposes for being here. That's it. Everything else is like a bonus. Like, you know, oh, I want this expensive house, or I want this, you know, expensive vehicle, I want this jewelry or whatever. That stuff is great, but that stuff is like way on the bottom of the list. You know what I mean? Obviously, at the end, when everything is done and you check out of here, hopefully you live a long lifespan. Your spirit is the thing that's going to be eternal. This body is going to go back to the earth, and yeah, it's like, that's it. But in the meantime, your primary and secondary purpose is to serve God and to move in your purpose as you serve God. That's it. Simple, right? Simple, right? But people make this way too complicated, and they overthink this way too much. And I believe that it's important to just, like I said, go within, focus on yourself, and speak life on your life, and then you can't go wrong with that.
Oddly plausible.